They're gems!
Hey all, and welcome to the second episode of my interactions-based series. For this one, we're going to be talking about the concept of keywords. What are they, what they entail, and some weird and sort of debatable interactions on what they could be and what people constitute as a key word. So, for starters, what are keywords? They're the sort of cards you can see that appear on cards, things like attune, augment, barrier, challenger, deep, elusive, stuff that's static, stays on the card as like a permanent style effect that kind of passes throughout the turns and can be providing cards potential really strong buffs, as we know. So you got obviously the obvious ones like quick attack, overwhelm, that sort of stuff. So one of the main things about keywords is there's two separate categories kind of keywords. You've got the positive keywords and then the negative keywords. And in general, what will happen is when you're trying to share keywords, or when cards talk about sharing keywords, let's say for example the Arsenal. So the Arsenal, and as well as Victor, but the Arsenal for example will get a number of keywords added to it based on the number of landmarks you've seen destroyed. However, it will not get any negative keywords, so you won't get stuff like vulnerable, you won't get stuff like can't attack or can't block. It only will give positive keywords. The same can also be said for Victor. One thing that is really interesting to know about both Victor and the Arsenal is they can keep getting keywords. So ever since the introduction of Impact, there really isn't a limit to the number of keywords as you can get because of the keyword Impact. Impact is a stackable keyword. What that means is for every time you get it, you can just keep getting more and more. So when you've managed to get all the keywords, you end up in a scenario like what you see here, where Arsenal's got a hell of a lot of impact and he can keep going. Of course, this is a very unlikely scenario to ever happen, but it's interesting to know that you can keep getting more and more impact stacked permanently, even after you've gotten all the other keywords that are possible on the card. However, if you've been paying attention, there is one keyword that has been missing, even though it is a buff keyword, and that is barrier. And Ruben Zoo in a recent Twitch stream was talking about barrier, where he was saying, is barrier technically a keyword? And he was questioning me. He's like, well, yes it is, but no it isn't. And no it isn't, because it's a keyword where it's like you can share it. So in the case of like if you've ever played Archon Severe, for example, you'll see Archon Severe will pass on the barrier. It does share what's called a keyword across the board to the rest of the team. However, the cards like Arsenal and Victor cannot get barrier. This is because getting barrier in the long term is actually potentially a detriment because it's one of the few keywords that doesn't survive for future rounds. It is not permanent. It lasts for that one round only, and that will be kind of it. And then it ends up just you don't get it back again. And the same could be seen with champion levels up. So you see, let's say Nasus, which is another example Ruben Zoo brought up. Nasus doesn't have Spell Shield on his level 1 form. However, in level 2, he gains Spell Shield and he ends up with the Spell Shield on. Lux has Barrier on her level 1 and has Barrier on her level 2. However, does not get barrier again on the level up condition, even though the second card of Lux does actually have barrier on it, because barrier is not a permanent keyword. It kind of vanishes after the first round and it's kind of gone. It's kind of the only unique keyword of its kind that you cannot pass along. And obviously if a card like Victor or Arsenal end up getting barrier, they'd lose it the next round, and what ends up happening is it also ends up diluting the pool of keywords they could possibly get, which is the reasoning I think that it's not included in the overall keyword pool for cards like that, which do gain and grow on the number of keywords they can possibly have. There are obviously a number of sort of unique keywords. You also know that I believe you can't really get double attack from cards like the Arsenal and or Victor as well. You only get quick attack unless a card specifically states give double attack. You can't get double attack as well. That's another sort of weird edge case there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's nice and short. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've been Gems, and I'll see you guys in the next one.